Good day. Welcome to the Samosa with Sammy show. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to the show. Man, I just had such an amazing, phenomenal, mind-blowing, knowledgeable, informative weekend. Just a couple of days ago, I went to an event and it was unbelievable. I'm telling you, it was so inspirational. It was so motivational. And it was also filled of comedy as well. Event thrown by a local radio DJ that used to be on radio, Kid Carson and Friends. It was in downtown Vancouver. And I just went to this event a couple of days ago. And I'm telling you, I met so many amazing individuals. I had blessed conversations. I enjoyed blessed food, blessed drinks. It was a very good time. And the speakers were phenomenal. They did a great job. The speakers were phenomenal. They were so informative, so comedic. It was an unbelievable experience, amazing experience. I mean, hats off to Kid Carson and his team and his sponsors for putting this show together. I'm telling you, like, the things you learn when you go to these kind of things, you meet like-minded people, like-minded individuals who are looking for change, who are looking for answers in life, who want to be better in life. And, they don't want to be like the rest of the society. They want to be different. They want to be unique. And so this is kind of like a safe space, an open space where people can come and listen to other people's stories and share some of their own perspectives of life, of what's going on with them. I'm telling you, Kid Carson's done another event before and I couldn't make it to the other one, but the one I went to, life-changing. And there's a lot of amazing speakers. One I managed to miss out on, but a couple of speakers I listened to, her name is Danielle Laporte. And she was very inspiring, very motivational. And she also made us laugh as well. There was a really good takeaway I took away from this event. Actually, a couple of takeaways from Danielle Laporte that she talked about, when we say we want to spread love and joy everywhere we go, but sometimes we may mean it from the heart, but do we actually mean it from our mind and from what we speak? And so she talked about how we need to practice. If we're saying that we spread love and joy, are we also thinking about the same way in the mind? And are we also thinking the same way with our tongue? And that point she talked about, that really, meant really was very motivating and very touching point that sometimes what we have in our heart doesn't come into our mind, is not in our mind, as whatever we have in our heart doesn't match our mind, and whatever sometimes our mind doesn't match our tongue either. So you could be thinking about something about a person in a heart, or it's something in the mind you're thinking really love and joy. On the tongue, you're thinking love and joy, but in your heart, you're thinking bad about that person. So it's human nature. It can happen, but it just takes practice. And you know what? Practice makes perfect. So if you start repeating that, keeping that same kind of experience, things you're doing repetitive, you work on it, you will eventually start to get into the habit. And then, there was Mark Groves. There was another speaker. He was very funny too. He was very inspirational, very motivational. And he talked about, like he was having a situation with one of his best friends, and the guy was having relationship problems, and he was stuck for 3 years in the same rut. He was not listening to what he was telling them, and it was back to the same thing. He was like, we're discussing the same thing over and over for 3 years. How come you're not changing anything? And so then he was talking about, he said, sometimes when you're giving advice, you could be responsible for somebody's karmic mistake. And I was like, interesting. Somebody's karmic mistake? Because we all tend to give advice, when somebody comes to you, a friend or family member or acquaintance, or somebody comes to you, they ask you for advice. I think the best thing to do, I was talking to another friend about this, that you should have a discussion that amongst each other and see, okay, is this going to work out for you or not going to work out for you? Don't just give advice, because you got to be careful what kind of advice you give. You don't want to be responsible for somebody's karmic mistake. You don't want to be responsible for somebody's karmic mistake, right? So I was like, this is interesting, because sometimes we just have that habit of wanting to give advice to anybody for no reason, just giving free advice. And he goes, the better thing to do is don't even give advice. Just leave it. You don't even give advice at all. And I was like, interesting point. Yeah. So, overall, the event was well done. Event was phenomenal. I highly recommend you coming out to Kid Carson and Friends events. Any other events that he's going to be coming up with soon. Check it out. It's a great experience, life-changing, inspirational, motivational, and you learn a lot, because you know what? Every day is a learning process, and we learn something new every day. Because they even had amazing vendors there too, that were giving you knowledge and wisdom about certain different things. And so it was great. Well put together. Kid Carson and team and your sponsors did an amazing, spectacular job. Well, that's it for the episode of Samosa with Sammy show. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, share with others. Anybody who could use this advice, or anybody who could use what I shared on this video, that could change somebody's life, I love it. I'm blessed to be in front of you. I'm blessed to be in front of this camera. Thank you for watching. See you in the next episode.